What's going on YouTube? This is Bama Crackshot here, and I'm going to do a vid on request here on the takedown and maintenance of the Taurus Millennium G2. Alright, first off we're going to start out, or let me cover right quick. This process is not going to change drastically whether you're using a petroleum based cleanser or the frog lube, which is kind of the new craze of gun care products, if you will. Okay, I'm going to use this supplied cleaning brush because some of y'all out there aren't going to be, you're not going to have extensive cleaning kits and stuff like that. Not that I have a gargantuan cleaning kit or what have you, but one of multiple caliber brushes and etc. Alright, what you're going to do, finger parallel on the slide for the those aren't quite as cozy. I mean, these, once you do as an everyday carry for many years, this is no different than like a toting your wallet or a pocket knife or a lighter. Right, so what we need to do, loaded chamber indicator is not up, but that doesn't, you can't count on mechanical features. Alright, let's lock that slide back. Physical, visual, clear. Alright, so what you're going to have to do from here is basically you're going to pull the slide back just until that barrel drops down just a bit, and on both sides it's going to have takedown tabs, and you're just going to pull that back just a little bit, and that's just easy, simple, two-fingered grip on it. Take your takedown tabs, release your slide, pull that trigger, hang on to that trigger, and that's it. Okay, now you've got your lower. Let's take that on off to the side there. Let's go ahead and open up the goods. Okay, and from this point you're going to take your main slide spring, the slide assist spring, excuse me, guide spring, whatever y'all want to call it. If you want to keep it textbook, and remove that floating barrel. There you go. That is going to be your basic field strip, and I can tell you from personal experience and thousands of rounds is that today's good quality ammunition, non-corrosive, you will not have to take out your firing pin from the housing for at least a few years, especially if you allow a good cleaner and protectant to seep down into all the pores. Now, the way I'm not going to get into this with a heat gun or a hair dryer because nobody wants to sit around and listen to that rubbish go on and on. But either you're using a frog lube product or even a petroleum-based product like Hops 9 or what have you that I used. God, grew up with it. At any rate, the application of heat really assists in the cleaning procedure. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay, let's see, going to jump on in. What I like to do is get to the get that barrel, and I like to go. Let's see. Yep, go with the. I like to go with the cut. I really like to go with the cut of the lands and grooves. In this case, that's going to be clockwise. So I go with that, pull it straight back through. Let's do it another run, and as they say, third time's a charm. But there's as they say, different strokes, different folks, right? So this has just been an everyday carry, so I'm not going to get into a very thorough cleansing or cleaning of maintaining of this firearm. So basically, just baste it on up there. You don't need too terribly much. I mean, but there you go, and there you go. Let's just get down with it right there. And I go in between. Let's see what we got here. I like to get in between. See what I'm doing? I'm just going complete 360 and amongst. these little fine ones right there. And this is going to be your basic field strip and cleaning and maintenance of your firearm. And this is the basic takedown of, well, we got this, the 24/7 series, if I'm not mistaken, Sigma series, Smith & Wessons, good gosh, model, the plethora model of Glocks, and there you go. Also, don't forget, some people even leave this bit out. Okay, I'm not going to do a complete takedown of the magazine, but for those that would or need, what you need to do is, I take a here, I'll just get it right quick for an example. Let's see, off screen. Have you a set of punches on hand? Not everybody's a student gunsmith, but you should have one of these available, readily available, and just a very brief overture of this, of how you would go about doing it. You don't have to have a brass, non-marring type hammer, but anyhows, you're going to put that at like such, okay? I mean, it's the thing's at a slant. I mean, it's steeper at 45. So, anyway, just strike. Let's see if we can get this even in frame. All right, you get the idea. Look, punch at 45, roughly 45-degree angle. But when you strike that, word from the wise, when you hit that, try to go at it like that. Down, but forward. Down and forward when you're doing that. And there is a method to that madness. The reason being for that is that gives a more direct punch instead of a straight downwards motion. So you're going down but forward at the same time as you're striking your punch, or whatever you've got it for the improvisation method of tool. Okay, now, I mean, I give everything copious amounts of time. This isn't one of those things you want to rush through the maintenance of your firearm, even on a basic field strip. You know, you take care of your firearm, and in turn, it's definitely going to take care of you. And there's just there's not going to be any gray area on that. So I have what I have, and they're all extremely well maintained. I definitely pride myself as a heavy maintenance owner on firearms, and as a result of that, I mean, I'd pull the cameraman in here right quick and even ask him, I mean, how many weapons malfunctions are there? So, and that answer to that is going to be pretty damn slim across the wide variety. Okay, now this is the one right here. After you've had a pretty good session at the range, or just planking, whatever the hell that you do, you know, with your firearm, this is going to be the one right here that's going to take the time, you know, between your slide and your lower right there, because you got so many little nooks and crannies on it. And I'm brisking through this, I know, but this is one of those things, again, you don't want to sit there and like, oh, I've got 5 minutes, let's do this thing, you know. Set aside 15, 20. Hell, I'm guilty even longer on just one firearm. It's one of those things I sit back and I like to take my time on. I don't rush on through it. I think about what can we upgrade, what can we do, and you know, just think of things like that. It's almost a meditative type thing, if you will, for me. I mean, I really, this is one of my favorite, honestly, it's one of my favorite things to do, is the cleaning of the firearm. So, I mean, there you have it. And just, you know, some of you, if you want to, get you a Q-tip, and I know this is probably going to sound madness to you, but all the little fibers and stuff like that it leaves behind, I even incorporate the use of a lighter, okay? And the reason for that is, well, one, you're going to get rid of a lot of fibers, and by that, just run it off, run it on through there, and you're also going to break up some residue and stuff like that on the surface area. You think this method is probably insane, but look into it. Check it out. I give it my And that's all you got to do. You don't have to sit there and freaking get things piping damn hot. Okay? So, there we go. Again, as I like to say on here, my 2 cents in the bucket. Don't cut me down on my opinions. Pay particular attention to the trigger assembly and housing, and don't forget the magazine well by any stretch of the imagination. Also, just a quick tip: get you a little piece of like 3000 grit sandpaper, wrap it around whatever kind of dowel, wooden dowel, anything that you got, like literally 3000 grit. Dampen it in like a machine oil, something really fine, even a 3-in-1 oil. And you want to sit there and just sit here, put on a video, some music, and take care of that feed throat right there, the feed throat ramp, whatever. And it's not taking off much material at all. It's so fine, it's polishing. So, yep. Don't forget your guides. Don't forget the guides. That's a lot of your contact points. As you want to pay particular attention to that. Also, what I like to do, pull back on that trigger. There we go. See, you're getting the things that you wouldn't normally get to at rest. So, and move it on back and forth as you're doing. And be sure to get everything as best as you possibly can. You know what I mean? And again, the magazine will assist on mag feeds. No doubts about it. And also, get your magazine as well. Now, this being polymer and the product in which I'm using, it's safe on any material. That's the awesomeness of it. Unlike some gun oil products, don't want to leave it on fine like walnuts and stuff like that or anything. It'll stain it. It'll leave little nasty looking rings that are a son of a bitch to polish out. So, yes, I'm listening to some Sum 41 in the background. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You'll deal. So, sorry about that. I mean, I have a pretty good quality or trade, if you will, of calling it how it is. Get it all. Okay. Get it all the nooks and crannies and grooves. Now, let's see here. Let's see if we can capture. Good to go. I leave a pretty copious little coating, if you will, on all the total surface area, because again, I live in an extremely humid climate, and as an everyday carry, or even, I mean, it works both ways, an everyday carry or your safe queens, leave a good little, a good coating, or rather copious amount on the surface area of your firearms. It's outstanding for storage, and again, perfect for your everyday carry type environments. So, alright, now from here you want to take off a little bit of the excess. Don't sit there and scrub away all your protection, your environment insurance, as it were. This is actually, this is our first cleaning video. I know y'all are probably sitting there looking at this thing like, oh my gosh, what in the hell is that? This is literally what I refer to as a seasoned cleaning rag. Well, in this case it's an undershirt, but it's seasoned. It's frog lube galore on this thing right there. Yes, it's clean. It's been washed several times over the years. Patches have been cut out of it and stuff like that to run through the bore. But alright. Back over the old trusty toothbrush. Alright, get it as such. Now, if you're the type that wants to go run out and buy a damn $15 microfiber towel, then, salute to you. Do what you do. What works for you, works for you. You know what I mean? So, but this helps. get where you can't normally get to, and you said you don't have to go crazy train on it. I'm getting to the thicker part, padded part. Alright, let's give this a quick look over here, if you will. A little caked up there. I don't want that much on there. Alright. Off to the side. Let's finish up that magazine which we started. And if you notice that you're starting to get some residue or anything like that on there, I like to just grab that thing, clean it off a little bit. And that should be the last of that. The cool thing about this stuff is it smells awesome. And FYI, no, it does not hurt to baste the rounds a little bit. Yes, my zombie round is the first one out of the muzzle, by the way. Yes, I got the zombie rounds. Zombie rounds and full metal jackets. I like to have a tendency to stagger my magazines, one for stopping power and then the next following or the succeeding shot for penetration purposes. Whether assailant, aka jackass or criminal, decides to try to tuck tail behind cover and give me a hard time, I can be just like the old school AT&T, reach out and touch somebody. That actually was an old ditty of ours in the military. Start slacking up and damn hikes and stuff like that. Damn, and call out AT&T and reach out and touch someone. Hold your hand forward, tighten it up. In other words. Now this is going to be an OCD type thing, but I don't like to do too much handling of it after I give it a good wipe down. And tip of the day, I like to use I use some Germ-X prior to cleaning. That takes a lot of the oil off our hands, and believe it or not, if you think I'm nuts, then check out an antique, and I do mean an antique firearm that has a very nice blue finish. Handle that firearm with unwashed hands or anything like that. Don't wipe it down. Put it in the safe, put it back in your gun bag, and go check on it in about a month. Everywhere that you've handled, you're going to have flash rust on there. I'll bet you $100. You don't want that. No. I mean, I know I don't. So, get down to your nooks and crannies again. Always attention to detail. Attention to detail and taking your time in this particular task right there. It is never going to come back and haunt you. Alright. Squared away. I love a good maintained firearm, no doubt about it. Even, I don't know about y'all, but I think y'all need to make out some video requests. What would you like to see get shot up? Tractors, mowers, televisions, what have you. Bury this thing, torture test, several hundred rounds, whatever. I mean, come on. Give it a... Oh, sorry. I kind of brushed right on through that. My bad. Put your barrel in. Reverse procedure. Drop that floating barrel in. Like, at that good, just an aggressive angle. Just let it on, slide it on back in. Your large diameter end muzzle towards the muzzle end. And you want it just above that little final notch. You'll feel it click. There we go. You'll feel it click in place. Line up. These notches here on your top slide assembly. Put your guide tracks on. good to go. You got some maintained and squared away kit just for that bump in the night. Keep one in the pipe. Finger off the trigger. Your most important safety is the one between your ears. Finger off that trigger, you're good to go. Well, this has been the basic field strip and a overture of the maintenance of a firearm, and this is going to take care of your automatics and then your wheel guns and such, as it were. Folks, this has been Bama Crackshot. You take care, YouTube. We'll see you on the next one.